wallet, Zkool.
Yep.
No problem. Okay. And which version do you have? Okay, let me share my screen. That would be the easiest. Share entire screen. Okay. Go. Screen. And the chat is here. So which version are you using? So me, I use macOS. So I'm going to put here. What about you guys? Can you
I'm
just
using
type
Mac.
in
It's
Mac?
version 3 spot 0 spot 3.
Mac, Linux, Mac, or mostly Mac? No, 2 Macs, 3 Macs, 1 Linux. No, the one is on mobile. No Android. If you want the Android version, it will be the APK. There are 3 APKs depending on the what processor you have. There's x86, ARM 32-bit, and ARM 64-bit. Okay, so I'll wait a little bit more, but then we can get started. 4 pips. There were more sign up than this. Let me ping more people. Bomb the forum, the Telegram. Okay, well, I guess that's enough. So let me start my own version. Cool. And okay, so let's have a quick tour of this guy. When you start the first time, you will also have a bunch of pop-ups that explain the core functionalities. If you want to reactivate them, you press this button here, and then we show you this guy as well. So this is a Minty wallet and Minty database, no, Minty account and Minty database wallet. So that means that one of the first things you can do is change this name here. So by default, it would be Zkool, but I'm going to use another name for this workshop. Call it workshop. And whenever you change the name here, you have to restart the app. So let me restart the app. So since it's a new database, you can assign a password. So I'm going to make a simple password ABC. If you don't put a password, it's fine too. Then your database is not going to be encrypted. So once you encrypt the database, it's encrypted on disk. So even if somebody steals your database file, they will not be able to access your accounts, provided that you have a strong password. Okay, once I do this, I have nothing here. So what we need is a normal account, an account that we are going to use to take the fees for the Minty, the DKG, the key generation, and for the Minty party signature. So we're going to send some messages on the Zcash blockchain. So we have to pay for these fees. And we pay for these fees from a regular account. So let's press plus and enter the name of an account. Okay, let me skip this tutorial. All right, let's say demo 1. And I'm not restoring an account, so that should be enough. I press the save. This is my seed phrase. I can save it somewhere. Save it somewhere. Right. And then we need to give some funds to that guy. So far so good. You guys, it would be good if you just do the same thing, right? Go back to the chat. James asked to participate. What does it mean? It's open. You just join. Please, James asked to participate. What do you mean, Michael?
I think
You have
James
not?
asked if you can participate. So I think Michael, you can just send the link to him.
Yeah, just send him a link. The link is on the forum too. Okay.
So we need to send some Zach to pay for the
Yeah,
the
you need to
fees.
send probably 1 millisec should be enough.
Okay.
Just a few transaction fees, right? If you don't have, I can send you some. Actually, I need to send myself some. Right? This guy has 0. So to need to click on that guy, and then these are the receiving addresses. You have the unified, orchard, sampling, and transparent. It doesn't really matter which address you use. I mean, to which pool you use. I'm just going to use orchard for simplicity. And let me grab my phone to send some stuff here. Oh, actually, I'm just going to send from the other guy. All right, so copy this address, put it in here, and I'm going to switch to the other database. So go back to Zkool. So here I have this account. So I can use this one. Send to this address. Does anyone need oh, you have another. All right, here. I need something. Okay. All right. Let's let me do 003. If you press plus here, you will queue the you add that recipient, and you can make a multi-recipient transaction. So this is for Hahn, and this one here is for oh, this one is for Howard. Oh, there's no memo here. Preview memo. Oh, go back. This is for okay. Anybody else? My Zkool is showing black screen. Which version you're running on? Oh, that's probably because you are using it before, and I'm not supporting. There were breaking change. So what you need to do is to delete the database. Are you on Linux or Linux, right? You're a Linux guy, right? So Linux. It's an excellent question. I don't remember where database is. It should be where the Ywallet stores its database, same path, except that the end is Zkool instead of Ywallet. Okay, anybody else? Okay, if nobody else, then I can press this guy. Pool to take the transaction, the funds from. Any pool do, and whether I want to pay the fee or not. Well, I want to pay the fee. Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, so this is my transaction plan. You can see that we have 3 outputs, one for the change and one for each recipient. And then these inputs here are the spending side of the all shared action. So if that looks good to me. So press this guy, and he's going to make the transaction. Okay, this is transaction ID. Okay, and now we just need to wait for that to be mined. Okay. You can see on the mempool. All right, so on the mempool, I see my transaction here that takes this amount from F1. All right. Okay. Home, details, documents. That's it. Yes, that's because by default, we don't sync automatically, or we sync automatically only every 30 blocks. So since you don't want to wait, you can either sync manually, or you can make this number here really low, like 1 block, and then you will sync every block. If you put 0, then you will not sync auto sync at all. Another thing is that each number here is the synchronized sync height, and you can you don't have to have all the wallets synchronized to the same height. That's quite useful if you want, for example, to park an account and not have it synchronized anymore. So, for example, if I want to do B and MU multi, I want to disable them, I can do edit and then disable here. So once it's disabled, you can see it's gray. And if I press the sync button here, it will only sync this guy, 79, because I'm not synced anymore. So you won't pay the price of scanning and trial decryption if you have wallets that you never use anyways. If you really never use them, you can also hide them, right? You press that, go here, and then hide them. This way, it disappears from the interface. And to show them, press this button. But then you have to authenticate. Right. Actually, these guys are only, so I might as well delete them. But let's just hide them. There. Okay. Let's see the mempool. Well, still here. Takes a bit of time today. What else is interesting since we have to kill some time? One thing is interesting is the ability to save one account and import one account. So, for example, this account here, F1, I want to bring it to the other database, the workshop database. So let me export this guy. I export this account. I put a password. Zkool. That's it. And then I switch to workshop. Okay. So we start. What was the password? Hope it's okay. And now I can import this file. So import from here. Go F1. USB. And I have these two guys here. You can reorder them if you want actually to move them around. I want it like this. By now, okay, now the transaction is no longer the mempool since the mempool is empty. So that means that if I press this button here and I sync to AT, yes, this stuff has arrived. All right. So we have now some funds. So I don't need this guy. Okay. So does everyone have normal account?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
everything good here.
Excellent. So let's do the key generation. So key generation is creation of a new account. You can name your account any way you want, and anyway afterwards you can also rename it. So it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna call mine Frost, I guess. Frost. Oh no, it's not here. Sorry, it's this button here. It's a group account. So press this button here. And I name Frost. And let's decide which type of account we want to create. So there are people actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What, there are 10 of us? Is that 10? Okay, so we can do. I can do. Oh, I max it at 5. Or is it just a constant here? So we should do 2 groups. Let's do 2 groups of 5. So it would be I pick the first 5 guys on the list. Conrado, Dan, Ismad, and Howard, and myself would be the first group, and you other guys can try to form your own group, if that's okay, right? Okay. All right. So I will be number 1, and there are 5 participants. How many signers do we want? So this is the minimum number of signatures. So we can do 3. 3 should be reasonable. And then it has to be between 2 and 5, of course. And then we choose the account where we fund. So it's going to be demo 1. Right. So
do we need to decide who is the participant IDs? Like let everyone know? Okay.
Yeah, I just use this order here. So I'm number 1, Conrado can be number 2, then can be number 3, this number 4, and Howard number 5. Then James number 1, Jason, and so on and so forth.
Got it.
It's alphabetical order actually, except for me. Right. Let me also do that as a paste bin. Paste bin. Okay, so what did we say? Hahn, Dan, Dismad and Howard. Okay. And then we press next. So this is going to give you an address for your slot. And the goal here is to gather this from everyone and then fill this form. So I'm going to save it here. Oh, okay. So, all right. So if Dan is not set up, then I will remove him. And then we have to go back because there's only 4. So we have to go back and then decide that there are 4 participants. Uh-oh, we're going to cancel the whole thing. Okay, cancel the whole thing. Oh, yeah, if you have started, you have to cancel the whole thing with this cross here. Okay, and now I can restart. Crossed. 4, 1, 2, 2 signers, keyboard 1, and next. Okay, so this address will be different now. So I have to put this new address here. And then I create this. How do I create? Going to login.
What's the required signers again for the updated account?
The recorded one?
Can you let me know the required signers for the updated account? I forgot the number.
4.
Okay, thank you.
You can see on the screen. It's Hahn, Conrado, Disman, and Howard.
But how many required of those 4?
Oh, how many required? I did 2.
2. Okay.
And let me log in. Oh, it's different accounts. Why? A bit annoying. Okay, let me put it in the chat. It's easier then. Okay, so I'm number 1. This is my address. Okay. So we'll put it here. This one.
So just so it's clear, we're going to paste each of these addresses in the correct field number, right?
Actually, let me do it easier way. I'm going to do a paste bin. Then I'm going to share that link, and each of us can edit with their address. So this is mine. Okay. Then Conrado, please go and then put your address. And then save. And then this man and then Howard. I think anyone can edit.
Yeah, I think I might need to sign up.
So you can just put it here. Then you just put your name and then
Okay.
your address. That's easier than in the chat.
Yeah, I already pasted in the chat. I think we're just missing these mats.
Okay, up. 3. Yeah, especially here, this one. And then miss 2. Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready. And then you press next. And then just wait.
Yeah, I'm going to fill this in real quick. Give me a sec.
Okay.
So the call out here is the order does matter, right?
Yeah, the order matters. And you need to decide beforehand which slot you're taking. All right, so once everyone has submitted their form, we can discuss how this stuff actually works. Because we have to wait for mining again. And waiting for mining, we can go to the Zcash Explorer. It's not this one. Zcash Explorer is. Okay, so I see three, probably three of us, as one is missing. Have you guys all submitted your form?
So did we have to do something to submit it?
No, you just press next. Once
Okay.
you fill the form, you press next. That's it. Oh, I can see that. All right. So the DKG, the key generation, has two phases. The first phase, we all send a message to a common address. We all broadcast the same address, and that address is determined by a hash of all our individual addresses. So every one of us can read from that broadcast address. We all have the secret key. So we all post there, and then the app will monitor that that address and figure out if it has received all the packages for the other recipients. Once it has done that, then we go to the second phase. So I can see now that we pass phase 1. We are now on phase 2. That means that everyone has broadcast, and now it's kind of point to point. You need to send a particular package to every other recipient. So if you have, we have 4 people, that means sending to the other 3. And this time it's not a broadcast. But since we can make a transaction that has multiple outputs, it's actually one transaction that has 3 outputs, one for each participant besides yourself. So there are only 2 rounds of messages, and essentially you're only sending 2 transactions.
So, Hahn, it looks like on mine, yours showed round 2 earlier, and then it didn't update my screen to the round 2 screen until it's performed a sync, and it was a bit delayed, but it did catch up finally.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you just have to wait. It depends on if everyone has pressed at the same time, or whether you sync if you sync at the same time, blah blah. It's perfectly normal to have a little bit of difference. Usually, what I do is I do this and I just walk away. Right? Eventually, you would have the account created. Oh, okay. So I have mine. You guys should have yours any minute now.
Yeah, I got the final screen with the shared address. Awesome. It's all fully automatic. That's wild.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's working.
Yeah, that's and it's fairly cheap because you just pay for the two messages, 2 transactions on the, and you don't have to wait. Actually, you can close this, and if you close the app and you don't use it, then you're not making progress. But when you come back and we launch this page, it will continue. So it's of course you are delaying the ceremony by not participating actively, but you are not canceling it by not being available.
So on
Okay,
the
so
screen, Hahn, do you click the X or the back button at this point?
it doesn't matter. You can press whatever. I press the X because it's the end.
Okay.
Yeah, press the X. Okay, so now I have this guy, Frostray. Yeah, you should have also your own account. which has 0 balance. And this account appears pretty much the same as the other accounts. So it has a balance and has a transaction history. You can edit it if you want to make it nicer. For example, I want to put a dog as the icon. This is the birth height because this is when we created it. Yeah, other than that, it's a regular account. It also has, oh, let me see the key. So if you press here, you can see the viewing key. And so it has the unified viewing key, but obviously it doesn't have the secret key. If you use this viewing key, you can import this account as view only. But then you won't be able to do a multi-party signature. Multi-party signature requires more information than the viewing key. So you need to be mindful that this is not enough. Oh, another disclaimer, I should say. The frost itself is an algorithm for making signature based on the Schnorr signatures. So it's not specific per se to Zcash. Anything that has this type of signature can use Frost. Zec has more particularities than just Schnorr. It has a bunch of other keys. It has nullifier key, it has diversifying key, it has a bunch of different keys. The only key that Frost is taking care of is the span authorization key. So there is some discussion still going on over how to standardize the rest of the keys in this derivation mechanism, in the Frost derivation mechanism, so that you can export a Frost account and then import it into another wallet. I think at this point, I'm not sure this is actively worked on. But until it's done, there's an interoperability problem. The wallet that you create with Zkool are not going to be usable in another wallet because we don't have a standard way to define these accounts. Like similarly to the issue we have with the seed phrase and different ways to derive addresses, we have to come to a common standard to derive the Frost keys, and this is not done yet. So the bottom line here is that this is more like a demo. You can use it for your own personal usage, but it's likely that if another wallet decides to adopt the Frost, they will come up with a different way to derive the address or implement the full end-to-end chain. So that's the disclaimer.
Hahn, I got a question. What if a user accidentally deletes the Frost account that we just created? Is there any way to restore it?
Okay. Well, the protocol is if you have well, technically yes, right? If you have enough active users, other participants with their key, then you can recreate it. Problem is we don't have a standard for that, and we don't have an implementation either, right? So if you destroy it, you're basically out. But what you can do, because of this Zkool implementation and the fact that you can export individual accounts, is that you can export this guy. You can export this Zkool Frost account.
Yeah, it feels like you should maybe almost force it to be exported so that we have a backup. Because I have a feeling someone's gonna delete their Frost account and then lose money, right?
Yeah. There are a few things that really we need to keep in besides the secret package. In addition to the secret package, we also need to keep the address of the other participants, so that during the Frost ceremony, we are also able to send them messages. So yeah, there's a bunch of things that is encapsulated in the file export, but that you won't have in just with the viewing key. Okay, where was I? Oh, okay. So we have this guy, right? Go ahead.
Just to add something like, yes, backing up is important. It's different from regular as a cache account where you can just store the seed phrase. When you have a Frost account, you need to store more stuff. But also it's Frost, right? If one participant deletes their account, you can, like in this example, as long as we have 2 people with their account, you can still do transactions.
Good point.
Right. Yeah, there's a level of redundancy, because if you have more people, you are less likely to lose enough information that you are not accessing your account anymore. So that's an advantage of Frost. Okay, so let's make actually a payment from there. So to do that, we need to put some funds into this guy. So let me go from F1 to Frost. So for that, so this is also another parenthesis, right? This is pretty much a regular account. So you can derive new addresses. If you press this button here, you're gonna have a new set of diversified addresses. For Archer, that may be obvious, but if we're using the regular seed phrase account, if using this button here will give you a new unified address that contains also a new transparent receiver. So I know there was some discussion about like removing transparent address components from UA, because the transparent receiver will obviously link your UA if it's the same. But in the case of Zkool, we also derive a new transparent address. So that mitigates the thing, but obviously it's not as private as using Orchard or Sapling receiver. All right. So all I want to do here is to grab this address and then switch to F1 to send a little bit of funds. So how much do I have here? Okay, let me send this. Okay, so that's fund cross account. Okay, good. So this is a regular transaction, so nothing special here. One thing you can do is oh no, this is a regular account, so you cannot even do that. But if this account was created with only the viewing key, then this button would be save instead of send, because we can't sign. But okay, this one is regular, very, very regular. So let's just send this one. All right. Proof PCT, boom, and then it's done. And then I should be able to see it in the mempool. All right, so this is my transaction that takes 45 from F1 and puts 44.95 into Frost. Okay, and that's this one here actually. Well, of course, on the it's mine super fat. You gone then? Yeah, it's mine. If I go here and I press the sync. Right, so I have these funds here.
I see it too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys from the group, the second group, you were able to do the same thing. You got your shared address as well. Jason, Michael, are you trying?
I think Michael has a question in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The receive address is the same because we are all we are sharing the same account. So the address is the same, but the information is not the same, obviously, right? We each have our own share of the secret key. Michael. Okay, so I think if you got this, it should mean that it worked, because I mean I cannot check because I'm not part of your group, but this seems like likely to be okay. Okay, so let's proceed to pay to use this account, this Frost account. All right, so same as before, I select it. I have a receipt from this guy, right? So this is a message here. Memo, I can see them here, and the note, right? So the Frost account is pretty much the same as any other account. All right, but now we want to send from it. So any of you, right, in the group can decide to propose a payment. Doesn't have to be, I mean, of course, it doesn't have to be me, but let's suppose that I'm the guy who's proposing to make this transaction. So I contact you. I call enough people to sign, and let me first do the transaction. So I get I want to pay on the sapling address for a change. So let me do this. Use Frost. And then pay on this sapling address. And from the amount, okay, I'm going to clean up this account, right? So I put the full amount. So let's say empty. But since I put the full amount here, I need to say that the recipient pays the fees. Otherwise, there will be not enough money to pay the recipient plus to pay for the fees. So I have to, this will let the wallet deduct the actual fees from the amount sent, and then send. All right. So what does it say? It says that we have two inputs. All right. Why two inputs? Two orchard inputs. We actually have only one node, but it's always padded to two. So whenever you have less than two shielded actions, it's going to be two. If it's zero, then zero. One will be two. And same thing for sapling. So since I'm sending to sapling, you can see that there's a dummy output. This guy has value 0. It's just to hide the number of actual input outputs from the transaction. And then we have two sapling and two orchard, right? So that's the padding. So this transaction is fairly standard. And the only thing that is really used here is this 44.75. The fee is 0.02, right? Because we have two inputs, two actions, and two sapling actions. That's 4 times 5, 20. That's 20,000 Zs. Okay, so nothing special. As I said earlier, because this account does not have the secret key, I cannot send it. I have this button save instead. So I have to save the unsigned transaction. And then I will save it to this guy here. Okay, so now I should give you this. I should give you this transaction so that you can look at it, be okay with it, and then decide to sign it. Right? I'm not sure how do I share files here. Is there a way to upload files to Google Meet? Is there a timeout for what? For the meeting? No, I don't think so. Timeout for what? Okay, where can I put? I can put on Google Drive.
This is the part where using like a Signal chat would be great because you can do attachments.
Yeah. True. Do they do group meetings on Signal?
I know group chats. I don't know if a group meeting. I haven't tried.
Yeah, I think they may not be able to share a screen. What's this button? Sticker. No. Well, what do I do? Okay, but driver. Right, upload. Okay, this guy here. And then share. Where's the share? Oh, share. Share. Okay. So here's the link to the file. So we need two signers actually. So let's say who wants to volunteer for signing?
I can do it.
Okay, so you need to download this file.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, and then you okay, we cancel this. You go back to your Frost account and then you press the send funds, and then there's this button here for transaction. You press this guy here.
Got it.
Right.
I'm picking the file. I'm not sure whether
Once you load the transaction, you should check that of course it's good, right? You're not signing something that sends all the funds to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's okay. Okay, if it's okay for me, so we'll go forward.
Yes, sorry, just a second. I'm trying to. I don't know where to download the file.
So if I sign it too, will it mess things up?
No. Actually, I never tried.
Okay, then I'll hold off.
Yeah, you should,
But should be.
like technically,
good
you
question.
should be able to sign with 3 or 4 participants, but I'm not sure how the implementation is.
Yeah, it's just a matter of implementation. The protocol should not cause a problem, but I never tried with over signing. I mean, don't think it's I mean, it's not a use case per se because you probably know who your friends are, right? And
Yeah, I loaded the file. It's showing me the transaction plan, which looks okay. So I just press send, right?
no. If you press send, it will say no signing key.
Oh, okay.
Right, because obviously this is the workflow, because this file is actually the same file if you want to do code signing. If you take that file and then you do not have a Frost account, but you have a regular unified viewing key account, you would take this file, load it on the computer that has the signing key, and then sign over there, and then bring it back. Right? So that's why there's this path as well. But we don't have the signing key, so we have to use the icon for Frost. The two guys here. Right. All right. So now it tells me my participant ID. I'm number 1, but you should have a different number.
Yeah,
I
number
think
2.
right? And we should agree on which one is going to be the coordinator, which one is going to gather the messages. So it doesn't really change anything in terms of security of the protocol, but we should agree on who's going to coordinate the stuff.
Right.
So if you want to, you can be the coordinator. So you choose 2, and you
Okay.
choose 2. And same thing here, you need to pick an account that will pay for the transaction fees. In case I choose demo again.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so the only important thing to remember here is that the ID of the coordinator should be the same number for everyone who's going to sign. All right, and then press next. And the same stuff starts. Right. So the since I'm not the coordinator, my first task is to send my commitments to you. So there's a transaction that just was created right now. You are waiting. You should be
waiting for all the participants to send their commitments.
Okay. So I've sent my commitments, but they are well, they're not mine yet. So we should see it here. This is my commitment.
So Han, I got a question. When this process is happening, will the other members in the group be notified in any way that this process is happening? Or is it just the folks that are signing?
No, it's just the folks that are signing. You can see it's all private, right? Because the messages are mostly point-to-point. So unless you are an active participant, you will not receive a message.
It would be interesting if the other parties in the group could at least see messages going back and forth because they're part of the group, but I don't know if that's possible.
I'm not sure why you would need that though. I mean, at the end, you will see that the transaction has been done, right? You will see the history of the transaction because you also have the viewing key, but the messages are sent are like just implementation messages for the protocol.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, so I have sent my commitments. The coordinator is waiting for them. Seems like it's still the mempool. We have to wait still. Okay, so while I wait, I don't need to stay there. I can actually do something else. Let me. Well, maybe safer. Just is it safe? Yeah. Okay, let me see if there's anything else to do. So I can find this. Right? Go back to my normal wallet. Do other stuff. So what else do I wanted to show you? Not much actually. Memo, notes. This button here shows you everything that's happening. It's the log of the app. This is the sync. Okay, so this sync button differs from the sync on the main page because it will only synchronize this particular account here. Then we have this button to derive addresses. Oh, this button here is if you are importing seed phrase and you have transparent a history of transparent transactions, this is a sweep where the wallet scans for the different derivation addresses to find if you have received funds from like a ledger or something, a different way. You don't have to do that if your account is pure as achieve, because here the addresses are scanned with only one key. Okay, so this is done, right? So I should go back to proceed to the next step. I send funds, I reload my transaction. I press the frost again. But since I already started, it will not ask me to redo the same stuff, right?
Yeah, mine is still waiting. I guess it's just waiting for the next sync.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any question?
When it's in this state, does it sync like? I didn't change the sync configuration. I think it was 30 something the default. I can't remember. But when is waiting for the frosting, does it sync faster or just respects that config?
Oh, it syncs faster. It syncs
Oh,
every
cool.
30
Yeah.
seconds. Yeah. There is tools here. Oh, okay. Tools here. Where? I can only see this guy. Yeah. Oh, here. No. What is this? Well, they should integrate this with Drive. I can't believe they didn't do it.
Yeah,
They messed up.
got it here.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for the sync to share.
Oh, so me. Okay, so you're sending something out, and I'm waiting for it right on my side.
Cool.
Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so this is your package here. So the idea of this phase, right, of the sending phase is also, well, it's a bit less than 2 rounds, 1.5 if you argue. Oh, I received something. So I received the signature package and I signed it. So my job is done. It's signing completed. So I can close it now. As a signer, I have nothing else to do. So you are going to wait for my signature share. You're going to use your own signature share and combine this to make the final transaction. So, and then post it. So me, I'm done.
Cool.
So to go back over the process for the signature, there's one guy who's a coordinator, and he's basically orchestrating the workflow. The first step of the workflow is to receive commitments from every signer. So he has his own commitment, and he needs the rest from the other guys. Once he gets that, he will prepare a signing package, and then the signing package is distributed to all the signers. The signers sign their package and send back their signature share to the coordinator. The coordinator assembles the signature shares and adds his own signature share, and that creates the final signature. The signature is then added to the transaction, and then both proofs are added, and then broadcast to the network. The only tricky thing is that actually when you're looking at the Zcash transaction, there can be more than one signature to make, because, well, you can have more than one node. You can, depending on the distribution of funds that you have in your account, you may end up having to sign like 10, 20 different orchard nodes. We still do it with the same mechanism, but the signature share contain more than one portion of the signature. Well, it contains one signature share, but there would be 10 of them if there are 10 signatures to make. So the process is done kind of in parallel. You won't have. you won't have to pay. You won't have to wait more, but you will have to pay more fees because you have this message will be larger and you will have more outputs. Okay, it's still pretty cheap these days, right? Because the base fee is only 5,000 Zats. Okay, so
Yeah, it finished here. It showed me the transaction ID, so I guess I can just close the window.
you close it. So I can see that on the Explorer, this is this guy, and I'm gonna guess that this is the guy. I can go to my mempool, and yeah. So here it is. My mempool tells me that the first account is there's a withdrawal of 44.95, and it's going to F1. Okay, now it's gone from the mempool. So if I refresh, this should be 0 and all goes to F1.
Yay, it works. Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Right, that's it.
In my wallet, showing like shielded self transfer. I'm not sure why.
Shield itself. In which wallet?
In the Frost wallet.
Okay, let me see. Shielded self transfer. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's a self transfer.
Yeah, weird, right?
Oh, it must be the change. I may have miscalculated. Yeah.
But yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah. Any question?
No, I just maybe you know how you have the mempool button on the main screen? It might be cool to put that on the screen where it shows the packages going across so that folks know where in the process they're at and whether it's mined or not. But yeah, this is really cool, Hahn. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Okay, so the second group was also successful. You guys also did you try? Did you guys try? Maybe you didn't try after. Did you? Because we didn't see any transaction on the mempool, so I'm gonna guess that you're gonna try on your own time. It should work. Okay, okay. Open queue is a queue.
Yeah, sorry, just out of technical curiosity, which library are you using to do the Frost part?
Well, the one from the ZF.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Just to know. If you have any feedback on the API or usability of the library, just let us know.
Oh, the only thing it was with so you can see that this is using the PCZT library. So for the most part, it's the same technology or the same principle as the stuff that was used for the hardware wallet for the Keystone, right? So it's the same stuff as the Keystone. I think there's some differences because of course for the QR scanning it's not there, and maybe there are some metadata that's not exactly the same. But the interesting thing is that the only line that was required. So I had to fork the PC, Orchard create just for a single line, which was the ability to inject the signature at the end. That's it. Or everything else is vanilla Libra, Cache, PCZT, Orchard, and everything, right? And Strad is probably going to add that API at some point in the future. But I think he has no particular objection against that. So it should be no big deal. What else is there? Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, yeah, this is the whole process. We can see that we have maximum 5, but you we probably can do higher, just a constant to change the code. Well, no question? All good?
I think I have another. Sorry, I was thinking about the size. I mean, you have to fit the memo, right? So I guess at some point, if the number of participants increases, it might not fit the memo. I guess.
Oh, no, it's not one memo for the whole thing. It's one memo per guy.
Oh,
So that's why you will end up paying more than the minimum fee. But essentially, one memo is going to store a fairly constant amount of data.
Oh, cool. I see. Thank you.
But you still can overrun if you have so many that you are running out of the block space. But this is like 2 megabytes.
Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you.
And it's also fairly constant in terms of number of rounds. You always going to have the same workflow, even if your transaction has more participants and has more inputs to sign. But it will cost you more in fees. So I guess it's the idea here is that you should be reserved for fairly important stuff, right? You're not going to do a frost transaction like for buying a cup of coffee. That doesn't really make sense. Okay. Yeah, it's fairly automated, right? So we were here watching it, basically waiting for paint dry. But if you do it in practice, you can just let the wallet open and then walk away, and it will automatically synchronize, automatically scan for the messages and do the workflow. We really didn't do anything besides filling the form and pressing next. Okay.
I got one last question, Hahn. Is Zkool available on mobile? Like, could this process work on mobile devices?
Yeah. So you can install the APK. Right? The APK is actually a pretty good APK because I used to have a gigantic APK, but I finally found a way to split it. Wow, what is going? So you have ARM, and the ARM64 is ARM32, and this is x86. There are still a few out there, I guess. So these are 3 here are all Android. And this one here is the iOS. The only problem the big problem with iOS is that you can't really easily sideload an IPA to your phone. So it's on beta on the Apple Store. So I can give you the link. I kind of forgot what the link was, but I can give you the link later for the test flight. Otherwise, you can also try to. If you just want to test, you can go to browser stack, which is a bunch of phones that are available for testing. So if I use, for example, iOS and this guy.
Yeah, I think this would be pretty powerful on mobile. So yeah, I would love if you have an Android beta user link, I'll definitely test it out if it's available.
They are here, right? You press this guy, this APK, and then you can install APK. It's the easiest. You can go through the Google Store, but it's a pain. The only reason I link you to the Apple Store is because you can't click on this IPA. This IPA is not signed with the Apple Store key, and nobody can. Zkool 3. Let me give me just a minute. In the meantime, any other feature? No, that's the one feature I really like actually for this wallet, and the main reason I did it was the ability to separate your accounts. That if you are working with multiple accounts, and you want to import export, it's not possible with Ywallet. And you could, yes, use the seed phrase, but you would end up having to resynchronize. In this one, when you export an account, you also export all the synchronization data. Okay, so this is the guy. If I do iPhone 16 now. Okay, this is how it looks on iPhone. Well, when you export a file, you can export from any device and import into any other device. The files themselves are not platform specific. But there's one drawback. The one caveat. The major version number, what it increases when it goes from 3 to 4, means that the files are not compatible anymore. I'm not really planning to do data migration. So yeah, that's okay. That's the same thing, right?
That's
for example,
awesome, yeah.
if I wanted to do the first stuff, I would press plus here, and then I would import my first account. Then I would have it on my phone. Okay. Yeah. That's it, right? All good. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming. And if you have other questions that come up later, please ask them on the chat, or not the chat, but the forum or the Discord, and yeah, and then I can try to answer them. All right, that's it. Good.
Thank you.
Cool, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.